Hello, this is Tim Law with Planet Forward Coaching and Self-Reliance You. Always remember that your life, your career, your dreams and goals are all essential, and always, always, always bet on yourself. I am very, very happy to have a young man here that had played some tennis for me. He's got the heart of a lion. He doesn't give up on anything as far as going for every shot he possibly can. And I'd like to just introduce Lance Freeze, and he can kind of tell us his story. We're going to do a little Q&A here, and welcome, Lance. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah, so as Coach said, I'm Lance Freeze. I am a sophomore at York College of Pennsylvania. So I played tennis starting my freshman year of high school. I also played soccer for 3 years at Northeastern. I played number two on the tennis team, made counties my sophomore year and my sophomore through senior year. I helped the team go to have pretty good record my last 3 years there. Turned a team from a losing team to a pretty good squad there.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I'm a cybersecurity management major. So that's about it for me.
Yeah, well, no, that's great, Lance. And your freshman year, because we had a young group, and I think we ended up winning 4 matches that year, 4-11, and then the next 3 years, because you guys worked so hard and really, there was some talent there too, but it was the hard work, and it's like Phil Myers. I like to quote him on this one.
Yeah.
When talent does not work hard, hard work beats talent, and you guys had tremendous runs, had I think a 10-win season your sophomore year, which qualified for the team districts. And I think we had 9. We had a little bit of a hiccup there with 9, but still qualified for team districts. And then really blew it open your guys' senior year when you went 14-1. We were ranked as high as 3rd in the districts out of 44 teams. I mean, it was just fantastic. Yeah. So what are some of the life lessons that you've learned from sport and tennis, Lance? What are some of the things that have really stuck with you?
Yeah, so hard work really gets you many places and pretty much everything. Because in life, you got to work hard in order to succeed and to get promotions and stuff. You got to be able to work hard. And then just like in sports, if you want to make that varsity team, you got to work hard. You got to be able to put in the effort in order to make it.
Yeah, totally agree. And one of the things I try to emphasize with this Planet Forward coaching is the idea of making sure that you are bringing a work ethic, that you're actually using good people skills, and then always going above and beyond. And that's the one good thing about always dealing with you, Lance. I could always count on you. You're one of our captains and everything, but I make a phone call or a text and you're on it. So your speed and dependability, especially for somebody as young as you are, is extremely impressive. It's not a surprise when I look at your brother, your mom and dad, who are all, I mean, it's a work ethic family without a doubt. And I've gotten to know the Freeze family now over the last several years, and have always been, very, very impressed with them. What would you say as far to some of the, let's say, high school juniors and seniors, or even other people as far as college is concerned, some of the main things you've learned with, going on to, school and college?
Yeah, so I would say just don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like college is meant for you to try things and experiment maybe a little bit with different majors, different classes. You're going to have those elective courses in order to figure out what you really want to do. So it's completely okay to go into college undecided on a major, but you just got to figure out what you want to do. But just by taking those elective classes, maybe you'll strike an interest in cooking or something. Like you could always find there's something out there for you as long as you want to put in a little bit of work, and if you have a passion, you can find something for it.
Yeah, totally agree, Lance. And I think that passion is just so important. Is that one of the best quotes I heard years ago? It was a guy named Zig Ziglar who passed away many years ago, but he had a great line. It fits exactly what you're talking about. You want to be a meaningful specific, not a wandering generality. A meaningful specific, not a wandering generality. We're just kind of, oh, I guess I'll get up this morning. I don't know what I'm going to do, or this or that. You've got to have a goal for yourself. And when you tie that goal into some kind of a passion, as you and that great group that we had there in 2019 did over the years, great things happen. I mean,
Yeah.
the idea that we had that real nice win up there in the over Suburban in the districts, and then we were playing Suburban in the dual meet. And I kind of remember you there on court two, and anyway, kind of a competitive match for a while until you came back, hit this tweener shot, which is basically a tennis shot between your legs right down the line. And I think that guy pretty much pulled out the white flag at that point, just say, what do I got to do to beat this guy? And
Yeah.
it was a special moment. And because it was so raucous by our guys on the bench that our guys, Sam Seidel and Eric Sowers, proceeded to lose the next two games 3 courts down because they didn't know what was going on. So, yeah, special moment. How did that one feel when you pulled that shot off?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. I was always practicing it in practice, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I could do it. But I was up in the game. I had him pretty good. I wasn't losing or anything. I was like, you know what? Might as well give it an effort and hit that nice shot right down the line. And all I remember is Trent and Clowes are shaking the fence and making a heck of a noise.
Yeah. Trent and I, we love Trent to death, but we hear him before we see him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Great guy. I mean, he is Mr. Team Spirit. Awesome guy, that's for sure. And that was certainly a special moment. And then the win over Suburban, of course, and then drawing them and beating them in the team districts, which was was a competitive match, and everybody had to play well, that's for sure. So another thing that want to talk to you a little bit about was that big win, and this is where you had no quit. We were up there at let's see, it was Biglerville. That match there. Tell about that match for just a little bit, Lance, as far as what happened, because that thing definitely, that ladder got tipped, that's for sure. The guy you were supposed to have.
Yeah, so I was playing number 2 against Biglerville, and we could definitely tell whenever I was warming up that this kid that I was playing, he was a little bit better than what we thought. So I played the first set. I was just couldn't hit the ball in to save my life. He was hitting through me. He was just beating me at my own game. Ended up losing that first set 0-6. And then you basically just told me, you're like, hey, this kid's definitely the number one. I don't understand what's happening here. So you just told me not to quit. So then I came out, won the next set 7-5. And then I ended up winning that next set 6-1, I believe.
Yeah, it sounds right. Yes.
So I completely switched the match around from a 0-6 first set to a 7-5, 6-1 win then.
Sure.
That kid he was good. He was really good, but I was just able to power through him and wear him down.
Yeah. Well, and the idea that you didn't quit, we had a chance, between sets to talk a little bit about, and he was pretty solid from both sides, decent serve, decent return. But there were certain ways that we were able to kind of pick away at him. And when you win that second set 7-5, I felt really good there, because that was really where it tipped in your favor. And I think you, by just continuing to fight, you really took the heart out of him, and again, I give it back to my college wrestling coach, this guy, Jim Howard, that I had up in Oswego State. He had a great saying. He says, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And and saying that's very complimentary about you, Lance, is that there is no quit. I mean, you got one gear, and it's like you're going to give it everything you got, regardless of what happens. And it's a real credit to you, your family, and your teammates. You've always been a good team player and everything like that. So ideas that you have as far as let's say some of the juniors and seniors in high school, besides anything in addition to finding their passion or dreams or anything like that?
Yeah, so I suggest getting involved with either a sport, whether that be intramural or like a collegiate sport, whatever it may be. Get involved in a sport. It really helps you gain connections, especially if you're a freshman. It really helps with getting those first couple friends maybe on campus, and it'll really just help you get through college. And then maybe just join clubs too as well. Clubs and sports, extracurricular activities, is really what you need to get into in order to make those good connections.
Sure. And Lance, you've also been a big big help as far as our Tennis for Kids program. What's your reflection on the Tennis for Kids program that you were working up there at Northeastern? We're probably going to be moving you around another place this year, but what are your thoughts as far as the Tennis for Kids?
Yeah, so yeah, I did tennis for kids for, I think this would be my third year, I think.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just really enjoy the program. It's a really good program. I was involved in it when I was younger. So
Hmm.
when I was like 8 through about 15, I was doing that camp every summer. And it just really taught me, like, especially now that I'm an instructor now, it really taught me how to like use those people skills and like be able to like handle stressful situations,
Hmm.
because you got all these kids running around and you don't want any of them to get hurt, so you gotta be watching all of them. And but yeah, it's just a really good time, and I've like learned a lot and I've grown a lot through that program, I think.
Sure, sure. No, and you've been fantastic there. Um, Talked a little bit with some of the others as far as the mental rehearsal visualization. What's your thoughts on that? Because again, I think that is a something that can take a an athlete and hit much more of their potential. What are your thoughts on the that practice?
Yeah, so I know some people say it doesn't work, but it works.
Mhm.
So I remember like doing it before matches, like the night before, the day of a match, and stuff like that. And it really helped me with winning some of those key matches, like you mentioned, like Biglerville, Suburban,
Mhm.
um,
Southwestern, you had a big win there your
Southwestern.
junior year. Yeah,
Yeah,
number one.
Dallas. When I played Dallastown, a couple kids from Dallastown in counties, that
Mhm.
really helped me there. But yeah, it really just helps you like stay there, stay present moment in the
Mhm.
moment, and just helps you overall with
Sure,
the match.
sure. Yeah, that ability to be able to hit that zone where you're not too amped up. I mean, you're obviously not asleep, but you can't get overly charged up. And that's a good thing
Yeah,
with the progressive relaxation and visualization. It helps you hit that mental zone. And if everything else being equal, let's say you've got an opponent that's not doing that, it's a big edge, especially if the match kind of gets into the, tipped into the balance there or
yeah,
whatever. That's for sure. So how about
yeah.
a couple things here, Lance, as far as your, your mom and dad and brother? Can you say something, about the support that they've given you over the years?
Yeah, so my parents, they like, no matter what, they always supported me whatever decision I made. So like I said, I played baseball when I was younger, and I stopped that to try and play soccer a little bit more.
Hmm.
And then whenever I got to like my senior year of high school, I really just wasn't feeling soccer anymore. So then I decided to switch entirely to tennis, and my parents were fully supportive of me,
Hmm.
and they just said, we will support you in whatever way we can. You can do whatever you want. Like, it's your decision. You can succeed in anything you want. That,
Hmm.
as long as you put your mind to it. So that's what I did. I stuck to tennis. I gave Josh a good run for his money at number one, but
Yeah,
sadly Josh beat me.
Josh Sanderson, for anybody listening to this. Yes, yeah, you did. You gave him a great run for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but yeah, and then my brother, he just always supports me in whatever way
Mhm.
possible. Whether that be coming to some of my tennis matches or just at home, just supporting me. And like, I just feel like I have a very supportive family at home.
Yeah, yeah. And what was your impression as far as going through school there at Northeastern? I mean, we've got some phenomenal, Dr. Stacy Seidel, Dr. Randy Payne, Mr. Elson Drone in the middle school, Mr. Gay in the high school. I mean, what were your thoughts as far as the support with the, some of the people along those lines?
Yeah, so I feel like that the teachers there were like, the teachers at the high school were the most supportive of
Hmm.
each and every single one of us. Because they wanted us to succeed in life. They wanted to see us succeed, move on, go see what we could do in the world.
Hmm.
Um, so like my homeroom teacher, Mr. Middleton, he was a huge supporter. He always pushed me to take those AP classes, take the
Hmm.
honors classes, and because he said that's what colleges are looking for. They're looking for people that will take those extra, like the more difficult classes, and because they don't want to see somebody that's taking like a whole semester of like study halls when
Right.
you could have been taking AP classes, dual enrollment classes, like stuff like that. So just he really pushed me to take those extra hard classes.
Well, and that's what we talked about too. Not only the work ethic, but the people skills, and then going the extra mile, going above and beyond. And that's exactly what Mr. Middleton's referring to, is that you push yourself along the line like that. So yeah, great advice, great advice. So any last words, Lance, before we kind of wrap it up here?
Um, I would just say just keep working hard. Like
Mhm.
you really can't teach work ethic, but you can definitely like work. Like you
Yeah,
just got to do it.
yeah.
And it doesn't matter as if you go out there and train for 7 hours a day. Sometimes that just isn't what you need. Sometimes you need just a quality hour, hour and a half,
Mhm,
maybe two at the max.
mhm,
Because when you start getting to those 3 hours, 3, 4 hour like training sessions, it starts to get really sloppy, and
mhm.
that's not how you get better.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely agree. Well, look, Lance, just hang on, okay, and I'll talk to you for a little bit afterwards. This has been fantastic. Again, please, if you haven't subscribed, and let your contacts know, please subscribe to Playing It Forward Coaching. You get to hear more interviews, such as the one here with Lance Fries and many others. I've got more coming up as well with people that we're looking forward to. Kind of picking their brains and learning from them. So, Lance, thank you so very much, and appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.